DT Fitness is a family-run business in Ballynahinch, County Down. Here at DT Fitness, we strive to make everyone feel welcome. We believe fitness and health is for everyone and cater for all. We believe everyone deserves a safe environment they can come to get what they need through exercising and training. Commit to get fit.
Welcome to Movie House Cinemas. Popcorn? Yes, please. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie. Reclining chairs? Don't mind if I do. Action, thriller, romance, we got it all. Discover the cinema today. Movie House Cinemas, home of the movies.
GLO Sunbed Hire is one of Northern Ireland's leading home hire sunbed providers. Part of the GLO Tanning Group, GLO Home Hire covers most of Northern Ireland and offers the best quality sunbeds and lamps. Robin Elliott tonight is sponsored by Oh My Glam's Influsense.
Amazing body sprays for everyone without the designer price tag.
Good evening, and welcome along to Robin Elliott Tonight. Coming up on the show, we'll be chatting to TV presenter and loose woman Kaye Adams is going to be with us. We'll be talking to leading dermatologist Dr. Soma as well, and we'll have some brand new music from Brendan Quinn and Claudia Buckley, and Annika Drennan will be joining us to tell us all about this year's Project Dance. But as always, let's begin with our very own broadcaster and journalist Kim Kelly. Hello.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm great. Isn't it wonderful to be here? It's so warm though, isn't it?
So it's probably the warmest it's ever been in this studio.
I'm melting, finally melting. When is this weather going to go back to normal?
Is that what you want? You
I
want the rain and the wind?
I feel this isn't right for Belfast. Let's reset.
People here just
hit
can't
the reset
cope.
button.
Just can't cope. And
I can't.
And we don't have the proper clothing for it as well.
No, we don't.
Because I've seen some men walking around the city centre this week in some very dodgy shorts. Shorts that probably haven't been out since the 80s, I would say.
There's a lot of taps off, as they say in these parts. And you know, it's not the prettiest. You know, it's
not.
Although all bodies are lovely. But
you're talking about that later, aren't you?
I am actually, yes. I've got a really good interview later. It's about armpits.
Right, okay.
It's a bit of an interesting one, and it's sort of like, you know, when if the weather gets really warm and you have to start stripping off, and we all feel a bit funny about our bodies. One thing we never talk about is armpits, but certainly you don't want to show off your armpits, but you might want to after this interview. Okay,
because about something like over 1 billion people have used the hashtag #SummerBody on TikTok, haven't they?
Yes, and there's so much pressure. I hate it with the fake tanning. Please don't zoom down to my ankles where the fake tan is all accumulated round it.
Anyway,
so bad.
You'll be chatting to Dr. Soma
yes,
a little
I will
bit
be.
later on. We look forward
yes.
to that.
Yes.
But to start off, what have we got this week? We've got a man who faked his own funeral, haven't we?
Yes, I had one of those moments this week where I thought, what's it all about? The world is a very strange place. So this is a TikToker from Belgium, David Berton, and he has faked his own death.
Right.
I don't even know what to say about this. He decided that some people in his family had fallen out with him.
Right, okay.
So he thought, I know what I'll do. I'll fake my own death. Now, bearing in mind, this man is a 45-year-old married man with children. He's not just like some kid.
Yeah.
So he faked his own death. It went in the paper. His children were writing under it. Now, his children and wife knew.
Oh, they were in on it. Well, that's good. Imagine if they weren't.
Like, they were writing, "Oh, Papa, I am so sorry." That was my Belgian accent, by the way. "Oh, Papa, I am so sorry." One of them said that she was pregnant and this was terrible. Okay. So the funeral comes around.
Yeah.
Weirdly, only half the family go to the funerals. But anyway, he lands in a helicopter and films the funeral.
Okay.
You don't know what to
I'm
say.
in shock.
I didn't know what to say,
So
really.
he's meant to be in a box, but the whole
Yes.
time he's secretly filming
Yes.
everybody
Yes.
walking around and crying and yapping around the box.
Yes, and he lands in a helicopter and films everybody, and he notices that half the family, the half that he's fallen out with, actually didn't go to the funeral after all. So it's a bit of a strange one, and it does get you thinking about social media and the evils of social media. I mean, really?
But did you know years ago, Terry Hooley did this? He held his own wake in Belfast, and when people arrived, there he was, lying in a coffin.
But did people think he was dead?
No, we knew he was still alive, but he was just
Right, but he held his
holding
own wake. Yes,
his
I
own
get
wake,
that.
which
No,
I think is a great idea.
Yes, because of course there was an episode of Friends. Didn't Ross fake his own death?
Yeah.
Ross and Friends is finished like 20 years ago. So this is not a new thing, but I think the actual funeral and
That's
the
taking it a bit
helicopter,
far, isn't it? Yeah.
a lot of money went into that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like that story.
No, he's a strange
I
man.
think he is wrong.
I think
That's
he's wrong.
bad. It's
Yes.
not good. Not
No.
good behaviour. So don't be faking your death, people.
Okay.
This week, okay? If we could just not fake our death, that would be really good.
Right, okay. Is it time for Harry and Meghan?
I don't like having to talk about Harry and Meghan. Do you, really?
Not really, no.
No, I don't. And I feel bad, but this week, Harry and Meghan, as if it couldn't get any worse. And I was actually wondering what people think of this. This week, their show was cancelled on Netflix and
After
Spotify.
12 episodes just.
know,
But
I
they
know.
still get the 20 million or whatever it is. For
But
just
how much of that do you actually get after you've paid the tax man and stuff? How much do you actually get in your agent fees and all? So the CEO referred to them as grifters. But actually, this actually made me laugh because I was looking online. Now, in case you don't know, a grifter is like an American word for skiver, I suppose we'd call it, wouldn't we? Would that be the sort of Northern Irish term?
But it's
for
a bit more serious, I think.
yeah, it
grifter,
sort of
isn't it? It's
implies that they're fraudsters.
Yeah.
But so many people reading it, particularly older people, thought it was grafter. So they were going, I don't see what's wrong with being a grafter.
12 episode grafter. Yeah.
Grafter, you know. So yes, yet again, we're talking about Harry and Meghan. It seems that they just cannot stay out of the headlines. It brings me no pleasure to talk about Harry and Meghan, but I wish they'd just stop.
I think, yes, it's time to finish, I think.
I just to draw a line. Actually, while I've got you here, last week we were
yes.
talking about washing our tea towels with our underwear.
Yes.
And you were full of
They're
opinions.
both getting
He was-
washed. I
he was
can't see
full
anything
of
wrong.
opinions. So who did I bump into? But Mrs. Robin Elliott.
You did.
Mrs. Robin Elliott, and I told her what we've been talking about, and she was like, what? That man's never washed anything in his life. And then she said she was horrified that you've been telling the nation that you mix your underwear with your tea towels. So I would like to put this out here. Mrs. Robin Elliott separates tea towels from underwear.
So our tea towels are safe.
The other thing she told me, we had a great
What else
conversation.
has she told you? I don't know about this
We
one.
were
What else has she told
talking
you?
about, do you keep your toaster in the cupboard? And
Yes.
you went off on a big rant about toasters.
Yes.
Robin doesn't own a toaster.
No.
He doesn't own, he didn't tell us that, did he? Robin actually doesn't own a toaster. So there you go.
But did she tell you why we don't own a toaster?
No.
Because she was trying to stay off bread. So she dumped the toaster. As you do. But now we're back on the bread, so we have to grill our toast instead.
Did she actually throw it in the bin?
She did.
That's
She
what I like about
binned
her.
the toaster to keep her off the bread.
She's not a woman of half measures, is she?
She's not. No.
But, you know, she was outraged that you had been telling the nation about the underwear, tea towel washing debacle.
Yeah.
And she would like to put it on record that she's a good housewife and a clean woman. There you are, setting the record straight once and for all.
There we go. We've done it this week. You're coming back later on, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Talking armpits.
Talking armpits. You're going to like this armpits. I think it's interesting.
Okay. I can't wait.
Good.
Okay, time for some brand new music now, and music legend Brendan Quinn is back with a great new song all about childhood memories. The new song's called Getty's Window, and here he is, the legend himself, Brendan Quinn.
Back in the day, I was maybe 12 years old, missing school and smoking cigarettes, never doing what I'm told. Hanging around the railway yard, watching the big steam engine turn right round. Uncle Andy drove a hackney car, a big blue Austin 12. He washed and chamoised her every Saturday, yeah, kept her running well. And sometimes he would take me with him wherever he was bound. I still remember those days. Too bad they couldn't last. Innocent days before the die was cast. To watch the TV through Getty's window, I saw a guy on there with a guitar. He was singing like calypso, and I sang that song that he sang to myself till I knew it off by heart. Then I got myself a guitar, I can't remember how, but I plucked them strings till my fingers bled and the sweat ran from my brow. You know, me and that old guitar, we were never far apart. Couldn't have grown up in a better time, as the world was changing fast. And I had this guitar and these few chords, so the die was cast. I still remember those days. Too bad they couldn't last.
So there we go, some great new music from Brendan Quinn. Still to come, we'll have the brand new single from Claudia Buckley as well, and we'll be chatting to TV presenter Kaye Adams right after these.
Robin Elliott Tonight is sponsored by Oh My Glam's Influence.
Amazing body sprays for everyone without the designer price tag.
Heading to the North Coast, the Jet Centre in Coleraine offers entertainment for everyone. There's an 8-screen movie house cinema with all the best movies, 10-pin bowling, a massive arcade, soft play for the wee ones. Outdoors, there's a mini fun park and gem mining, plus an 18-hole floodlit mini golf course. Rain or shine, there's something for everyone here at the Jet Centre. Find out more at thejetcentre.co.uk.
Oh My Glam Influence, an affordable alternative to designer fragrances. 10 amazing influence for you to choose from. Perfect for on the go, from the office to the gym to a night on the town. Find your essences with Oh My Glam's Influence. Amazing body sprays for everyone without the designer price tag.
Glow Sunbed Hire is one of Northern Ireland's leading home hire sunbed providers. Part of the Glow Tanning Group, Glow Home Hire covers most of Northern Ireland and offers the best quality sunbeds and lamps.
A better future is out there. A fitter, happier, healthier one for you. You just need to know where to look. Made from 100% recycled material and built to last, Eco by Exsto is planet positive, professional grade athletic gear. All the performance, none of the harm. Your better future is out there. Ours too. Go find it.
Blades and Beauty is an established hair and beauty salon in Antrim who are proud to have award-winning staff in the fields of makeup, hair, beauty and design. Whether it's a new hairstyle, a top-up tan or makeup or beauty treatments, we will make sure you thoroughly enjoy your time at the salon, leaving the salon looking and feeling great. Robin Elliott Tonight is sponsored by Oh My Glam's Influence.
Amazing body sprays for everyone without the designer price tag.
And welcome back to Robin Elliott Tonight. Now, according to new research, a quarter of people change their accent at work. So are you proud of your accent or not? I've been chatting to a lady who's definitely proud of hers. I've been chatting to Loose Women star Kaye Adams earlier this week. Here's what happened. Okay, so we're talking accents next on the show today. According to some new research carried out by airline KLM, over half of people in the UK say that they're proud of their regional accent. However, a quarter say that they change their accent at work. Let's talk to a lady now who I think I'm pretty much safe in saying she's proud of her Scottish accent. It's the lovely Kaye Adams. How are you today?
I'm very well indeed, and it's lovely to speak to you. And I apologise if I lapse into my cod Northern Irish accent, because it's one of my absolute favourites. It really is. Eamon Holmes, I think, is tempted to slap me when I start doing it, but I just love it. I love it.
Oh, it's brilliant, brilliant. And you're obviously proud of your own Scottish accent as well.
Well, absolutely, because I mean, it's just intrinsic to who you are. You think of all the sort of little local words that we use that, I would use within my sort of local community that you might not understand, Robin, and you would do the same. It really is essential to who we are as people. And if we want to be authentic people, and I think that's what we want in 2023, we want everyone to be able to be their authentic self, then it's so important that we celebrate all the different accents. And it's not even regional accents. I mean, I've been talking about this morning. You'll get, and I'm sure it happens in Northern Ireland, I'm sure you get people who say you're from such and such a town.
Yes. Yeah.
It's because, I mean, like people say a Scottish accent, there's so many different accents within Scotland, and I'm sure there's so many different accents within Northern Ireland. So people really need to be who they are and feel proud of that. And that's what KLM wants to do, really celebrate local communities with this campaign. Because, I mean, they've got 17 airports, or they fly from 17 airports all across the UK. Every part is as important as the other.
Well, I was always very disappointed that I actually had to lose my Scottish accent because I was born in a little place called Helensburgh.
Were you? My goodness, just 30 miles up the road from where I am right now. And
yes, so I spent lots of time there. I spent lots of time in Glasgow. And then we moved down to the south of England, and I ended up in Bath, or Bath, as they say.
That's I love that. Bath. I got caught up in that a lot when I was trying to be posh back in the day. That short A or long A just killed me. Anyway, sorry, you're Bath.
So down in Bath, I had to become terribly, terribly English at that time as well. And of course, I came to Belfast and they said, you're going to have to lose the English. Otherwise, you're not going to make it on TV and radio across here. So that's how I've ended up with this weird amalgamation of everything, I think. I don't think I'm Northern Irish at all, but I've got this weird accent.
Yeah, but funny, the accent that you have now, that tells your story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because there will still be a little bit of the Scots in there, and then you made that journey to the south of England and over to Northern Ireland. And so I think that's what's wonderful about it. I mean, it's unique to you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kept me broadcasting for nearly 28 years now. So
Yeah, well, because you need anyone to be, not just in broadcasting, I think in any walk of life. The more confident you are in yourself as a person, and the more that you feel that you can be honest about yourself as a person, then I think the more people will warm to you, and the more you will be able to function at your best. Whereas if you're trying to disguise a bit of you, and sort of change it, and in yourself it's not really what you are, that's not a nice feeling. It's really not a nice feeling.
So on the research, over a quarter of people have admitted to actually changing their accent at work as well, which is a strange one, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, what is it about work? You want to impress, you want to get on, you want to be seen as competent. You are putting forward a very sort of particular side of yourself. And so I can understand it. And like I say, when I got my first job in Birmingham, actually, after university, I changed my accent. Oh my goodness, Robin, you would not recognize my accent, because I wanted to impress. Because I think going back a few decades, you were more impressive if you had a posh accent.
Yeah.
But we are definitely losing that at a rate of knots. And that is a really, really good thing, because we do not want to have a hierarchy of accents. We want to hear a plethora of accents, and each is as interesting and individual and characterful as the next. That's where we need to get to, I think.
And shows like Loose Women are good for showing that off, because all of you have got your own regional accents on that panel, haven't you?
Well, absolutely. Christine Lampard from your part of the world there in Northern Ireland. Denise, very, very proud Geordie. Janet Street Porter with her own very distinctive accent. Me there as a Scot, and everyone in between. And never, ever would anyone suggest that we should dial down our accents, quite the opposite. And I think that's what, it's just about familiarity, isn't it? Sinetra is the other one I was going to say. I'm going to see her tomorrow. She's a Scouser, of course, so they're very proud of their accent.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a badge of pride, and it's a badge of confidence. And that's why it's important to say to people, your accent is absolutely good enough. Don't go changing it. Just absolutely stick with who you are. And, just to fit into that, really interesting campaign, I think that KLM have come up with, is they're offering the opportunity for people to be a voiceover artist for their next advertising campaign in their authentic accent. And so that they're not wanting something terribly posh and Pearl and Dean. They want this to be in people's authentic accent. So if they fancy being a voiceover artist, then they can submit a little voice tape. I can give you the link if you like.
Yeah, do, yeah.
It's promoentries.com/KLM Local Voices 2023. And so you go into that and you get all the details as to how to do it, because this is a celebration of local communities.
Coming back to Glasgow as well, I must mention the lovely Janie Godley as well, who I think is fabulous, and a truly inspirational woman as well, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Funny enough, Janie and I bump into each other now and again because we share a favourite coffee shop in Glasgow, and she'll be sitting there with her wee dachshund dog sitting in a pram because its legs aren't so good, and I will be out with my little dog as well, and we always stop and have a chat. She really is a very, very impressive woman. Her attitude to life is awe-inspiring, and she's blooming funny as well.
She's so funny, yes.
She doesn't change her accent a bit, and it makes not a blind bit of difference to her humour.
Exactly. She wouldn't change it for Donald Trump or anyone, would she?
Well, what she would say to Donald Trump is not actually broadcastable.
Exactly. I'm having a check on the Northern Ireland stats here as well. It says that 42% of people here in Northern Ireland actually put on what they call a telephone voice.
Oh, well, you'll have to do that for me, okay? So ring, 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 ring. Pick up the phone, Robin.
Oh, hello. That would be my telephone voice. But when you think of telephone voices, you think of the sitcom Keeping Up Appearances. You think about Hyacinth answering that phone, don't you?
Oh, you absolutely do. You absolutely do. And you can remember it. Do you remember the days where we used to have a telephone table in the hall? Are you that old? Telephone table and your landline, and your mum would go and pick it up, and she would say, "Hello, Grangemouth 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shut up, you! I'm on the phone." Yes, he'll be in 5 minutes.
And just when you said that and said the number, they always said the number when they picked up the phone as well. And I've just remembered the phone number that we had in Helensburgh when I was about 4.
Go on, what is it?
71207.
Well, mine was 484951.
How did I remember that?
I know, it's weird, isn't it? It's absolutely weird.
Bizarre stuff. Well, Kaye, it's been great talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a nice day.
Bye-bye. Have a lovely day.
Right, time for some more brand new music now, and Claudia Buckley is back with a great new single called This Is the Life. Here she is.
the song, thinking this is the life. And you wake up in the morning and your hip is twice the size. Where you gonna go, where you gonna go?
Okay, we're back after the break with one of Ireland's biggest dance events that's coming soon to Belfast. Don't go anywhere.
Robin Elliott Tonight is sponsored by Oh My Glam's Influence.
Amazing body sprays for everyone without the designer price tag.
Here we are on the north coast, where sporting legends are made. He needs this putt to advance to the next stage, but can he do it? The crowd are holding their breath. Can he cope with the pressure?
Dad, would you take the shot?
Well.
Oh My Glam Influence, an affordable alternative to designer fragrances. 10 amazing influence for you to choose from. Perfect for on the go, from the office to the gym to a night on the town. Find your essences with Oh My Glam's Influence. Amazing body sprays for everyone without the designer price tag.
A better future is out there. A fitter, happier, healthier one for you. You just need to know where to look. Made from 100% recycled material and built to last, Eco by Exsto is planet positive, professional grade athletic gear. All the performance, none of the harm. Your better future is out there. Ours too. Go find it.
Blades and Beauty is an established hair and beauty salon in Antrim who are proud to have award-winning staff in the fields of makeup, hair, beauty and design. Whether it's a new hairstyle, a top-up tan or makeup or beauty treatments, we will make sure you thoroughly enjoy your time at the salon, leaving the salon looking and feeling great. DT Fitness is a family-run business in Ballynahinch, County Down. Here at DT Fitness, we strive to make everyone feel welcome. We believe fitness and health is for everyone and cater for all. We believe everyone deserves a safe environment they can come to get what they need through exercising and training. Commit to get fit. Robin Elliott Tonight is sponsored by Oh My Glam's Influence.
Amazing body sprays for everyone without the designer price tag.
Welcome back to Robin Elliott Tonight. Now we're going to find out about one of Ireland's biggest dance events that's coming to Belfast this August. It's called Project Dance, and I'm pleased to say that Annika Drennan joins us in the studio in just a second after we take a look at some of the highlights from last year. There we go, some of the highlights from last year's Project Dance. It is back, the 12th of August is the date, and Annika Drennan's here to tell us more about it. Annika, welcome.
Hi, Rob.
So it looked fabulous last year, but this year I think it's bigger and better than ever before, isn't it?
It is indeed, yes. Last year, obviously, we were coming off the back of our, unable to do anything, big break due to COVID, and but we decided to truck on. We were pushing, and we got it up and running again. In 2019, it ran with 2 rooms. Last year, it ran with 1 room, but we still had the event, which was incredible. But we are very pleased to say that this year we are back. New venue, Stranmillis College Theatre in their Orchard building, which has 2 huge sports halls, which will be running at the same time with a choreographer in each room, each hour, just rotation after rotation throughout both days on Saturday and Sunday. And we've even got a brand new part of the event called the Zen Den, which is run by local yogi, Seon from Banbridge, and she puts like a soundscape together and a little relaxation area. Then we have massage. We're hopefully going to have Reiki and lots of different holistic things that to help your mind and the mind and soul of a dancer as well. So it's going to be incredible.
So who's this event aimed at then? Is it people who are into dance, or is it people who just enjoy dance, professionals? Who are you trying to aim this at then?
Our event is slightly different to most events and most dance conventions you will see. We have 2 days where it's just about the training of the young dancer. So when you look at these intensive camps, it's sort of based around the more adult dancer who are taking their step into their professional career. But that sort of training doesn't have to be just for that age group. So we opened it to the intermediate 7 years to 21 years. So last year, our big headliners, their workshop had a young 8-year-old in the front row, and then a facilitator, another professional facilitator at 35 in the back row, and they both gained so much knowledge from that workshop. But we range from an intermediate to advanced 7 or 8-year-old right up to your pre-professional, ready to go on to their next step, because there are no conventions that give the opportunity to just train. We always say our event isn't for Instagram. It's not about going in, taking a dance class, getting really good at the routine, then recording that routine and putting it on your Instagram. That's not what it's about. It's about being there for 2 days, pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, taking class in a safe space in styles that you've never danced before. So we had a popper and a hip hopper who did jazz last year for the first time. And now he trains jazz every week. Wow. Because he loves it so much, and he found his love for that new style in that environment at Project Dance. So it is aimed at the young dancer from 7 years right up to that pre-professional age of around 20, 21, 22.
We have so many fabulous young dance schools here in Northern Ireland at the moment, don't we?
It's incredible. You cannot throw a stone without hitting a dance school from where you're standing, no matter where you are, kind of almost near enough in Northern Ireland. But across the board, from the top of Ireland to the bottom, roughly there's about 350 what we would call all-style schools that do your tap, ballet, jazz, modern, contemporary, street dance, all of that, excluding your Irish dancers and your style specifics, your Scottish and Bollywood and all of that traditional dance. That theatre school setup, there's roughly about 350. Say you average that out at a very low average of 100 dancers per school.
Exactly, yeah.
You're talking, it's a massive audience across the country, and the children love it.
Are we seeing those kids going on to be professionals and working in the industry then after that?
Yeah, we're seeing it a lot more now. The thing that we want to do is we want to try and create the opportunities and the platforms on a professional level, so we can offer our young people the next step. They don't always have to go away. But most of them now that are in their late teens who want to go away and want to dance as a career, whether it's training to be a performer, trained to be a teacher, trained to be a choreographer, whichever it is that you want to do, we see if there's 10 senior kids, you're talking at least 3 or 4 of them will want to go and want to do that as a career, which is incredible. And we are, as a community, coming up and up in our ability to give them better opportunities to do that here at home.
Tell us about some of the big names that's come into Project Dance this year then.
Excellent. Well, last year we had a wonderful girl called Vicky Clark, and she is a choreography specialist, but it's really cool, really funky, really hip. She teaches in bass in London. So she's coming back because her classes were absolutely phenomenal. We have a guy called Taylor Walker, who is a musical theatre, been phenomenal, has been on Matilda, West End, all sorts of show, has worked for Disney, is currently still working for Disney. We are also very, 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 we hold a real strong belief that we have to have 60% facilitators from our country.
Yes, of course.
So we love to bring the guys over, absolutely, of course, but if we can't give that platform to our local people, then, you know, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
So we have the wonderful Hannah Hornsby, who's from just down the road, who went away to Philadelphia to be in the ballet.
Yeah, wow.
So she's doing ballet, she's coming back to do ballet with us. And then we have Neil O'Brien from Dublin and Lizzie Benham from Dublin, who are jazz, musical theatre, commercial and lyrical. Then we have Toby Belonga, who is a hip-hop king, and he will be given the foundations and the 101 of hip-hop culture, not just the dance, but the entire culture around it. So that's some of our amazing lineup that we have ready, and just excited to pass on their knowledge about their own specific styles to these young people.
So the 12th and the 13th of August, Stranmillis College is the venue as well. How do we get tickets for it then?
You can hit us up on our Instagram, which is Project Dance N.I. All the links are in the bios for it. You can also find us on Facebook, Project Dance N.I. And if you really wanted to, you can contact us via Agendance, so info@agendance.com.
Brilliant. It sounds like a fabulous weekend.
It's going
Thank
to
you
be
so
amazing.
much for coming in, and have yourself a good event.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, let's do our weekly What's On guide now and see what's happening out there. Starting off with the Grand Opera House here in Belfast. And comedian Colin Murphy is back with his biggest and best stand-up tour yet. It's called Whatchamacolin, and it comes to the Grand Opera House between the 29th and the 1st of July. To book your tickets, go to the website goh.co.uk. Now, country music legend Steve Earle is coming back to Belfast. He plays the Ulster Hall on the 27th of June as part of his solo and acoustic Alone Again tour. Now, if you're a fan of the music of Bruce Springsteen, why not check out Glory Days, the Bruce Springsteen tribute show that comes to the Empire Music Hall on the 1st of July. And Christy Trimble, he's fronting that show along with a 6-piece band, and expect to hear all the hits, including Born to Run, Hungry Heart, The River, and loads more. And finally for now, if you want to check out a movie in cinemas this weekend, here's one with a star-studded cast. Includes Tom Hanks, Scarlett Johansson, Bryan Cranston, and many more. We're talking about Asteroid City, and world-changing events sporadically disrupt the itinerary of a junior stargazer space cadet convention in an American desert around 1955. Here's a clip from Asteroid City.
You're not here.
We're not there. The car exploded. Come get the girls. I have to stay here with Woodrow.
I'm not the chauffeur. I'm the grandfather. Where are you?
Asteroid City, Farm Route 6, mile 75.
Junior stargazers and space cadets. Each year we celebrate Asteroid Day, commemorating September 23rd, 3007 BC, when the arid plains meteorite made Earth impact.
Holy Toledo, that's Mitch Campbell.
You're very good in the one about the tramp in the brothel who gets amnesia and becomes a pediatrician. You were very authentic.
Actually, maybe my favorite character ever.
I don't know why nobody else liked it.
Oh.
And of course, you can check out Asteroid City at Movie House Cinemas right now. Ryan's Kim Kelly has been talking to a top dermatologist, Dr. Soma. We'll find out why right after these.
Rob and Elliott Tonight is sponsored by Oh My Glam's Influsense.
Amazing body sprays for everyone without the designer price tag.
Let the good times roll at Super Strikes at the Jet Centre. You can now book your lane online. We've got 14 bowling lanes and 4 mini bowling lanes. Plus we serve delicious hot food and snacks, or enjoy a cold beverage with your food after the game. Discover bowling today at the Jet Centre. Jet Centre. entertainment for everyone.
DT Fitness is a family-run business in Ballynahinch, County Down. Here at DT Fitness, we strive to make everyone feel welcome. We believe fitness and health is for everyone and cater for all. We believe everyone deserves a safe environment they can come to get what they need through exercising and training. Commit to get fit.
Oh My GLAM, InfluScents, an affordable alternative to designer fragrances. 10 amazing InfluScents for you to choose from. Perfect for on the go, from the office to the gym to a night on the town. Find your essences with Oh My GLAM's InfluScents. Amazing body sprays for everyone without the designer price tag.
A better future is out there. A fitter, happier, healthier one for you. You just need to know where to look. Made from 100% recycled material and built to last, Eco by Exsto is planet positive, professional grade athletic gear. All the performance, none of the harm. Your better future is out there. Ours too. Go find it.
Glow Sunbed Hire is one of Northern Ireland's leading home hire sunbed providers. Part of the Glow Tanning Group, Glow Home Hire covers most of Northern Ireland and offers the best quality sunbeds and lamps. Robin Elliott Tonight is sponsored by Oh My GLAM's InfluScents.
Amazing body sprays for everyone without the designer price tag.
Well, it's summer and aren't we all feeling it? It is so warm and it's time to strip off. We've all been doing it, getting into our little sundresses and crop tops, but of course with that summer body comes the embarrassment and the self-consciousness that maybe you're not perfect. Today we're talking to a very interesting lady who's done a lot of research on this topic. That's Dr. Christina Soma. She's a dermatologist from London, and she's found out that basically most women are self-conscious about their bodies, 4 out of 5. But as well as that, she's found out the majority of women are very embarrassed about their armpit area. Now, this is a part of our body that we simply do not talk about. No, I have no idea why, but we don't. It's embarrassing. So today, we're going to try and break that stigma, and we're going to talk about our bodies, and we're going to talk about our armpits.
It's such a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hello, Christina. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about this research you've done. It's really very interesting. I have never heard of research about the armpit.
Yeah, so Dove has done this research and looking at 2,000 women and how they feel about their underarms. And the research shows that actually 8 out of 10 women suffer from some kind of underarm issue, whether it's pigmentation, bumps, irritation, and 2 out of 3 are self-conscious about it. So 2 out of 3 people is quite a lot from those surveyed feeling self-conscious about the underarms. And the number one concern seems to be shaving rash, and then irritation, bumps, and dry skin.
But why are people so self-conscious about their armpits? I mean, it's completely natural after all.
I know what you mean. It is. I think it's because it's something that is normally hidden, and then when we have nice weather like this, it's on display, so that can really wake up insecurities. That being said, it's also an issue that I see year-round in my clinic about people feeling embarrassed about their underarms. I think it's considered kind of like this additional private area that you sort of want to hide, possibly because anatomically it's sort of hidden. And then when you reveal it, it's associated with things like underarm odor and sweat. So people like to be private and think it needs to be this like clean, pristine area. So they feel self-conscious if it's not in some way meeting that expectation.
Do you think maybe it is something to do with the models and the influencers that we see on TikTok and social media, who are obviously using a little bit of Photoshop? Do you think that's maybe making us feel worse about ourselves?
I think this sounds like a very real possibility, what you're suggesting. I'm sure that's the case. We know from research that the longer time people spend on social media, the more likely that their self-esteem is taking a dip. And I think that is because of the comparative nature. And sometimes it's not clear, as you say, if people have used Photoshop, so you don't see any ingrown hairs, the color looks uniform, and that's very unrealistic.
But what can we do to make women feel more at peace with their bodies and to be happy with what they've got?
Yeah, well, I think, seeing a diversity of images is very helpful, not just seeing perfection all the time. And part of the reason I've signed up to talk about this is because Dove has this amazing new campaign called the Arms Up series. I think we all recognize Dove, even, from my childhood. I remember the diversity of women in the campaigns have always been a core part of it. And with their Arms Up series, basically what they've done is they're featuring a variety of different underarms, whether it's different skin colors, different, stubble, long hair, razor bump, all sorts of things, just to showcase that perfect image is unrealistic. And here are a variety of real women with their real underarms. And so you can really, see yourself in that and feel like you're not alone and normalize the diversity that's out there.
Absolutely. Being comfortable in your own skin is so important. So what kind of advice would you have for caring for that very delicate skin under your arms?
Yes. So along with this campaign, what they've done is they've launched this new deodorant, advanced care deodorant. It has many different fragrances. It comes in an aerosol or in a roll-on, depending on what your preference is. And I was so excited to learn that they consider it their biggest innovation in over 25 years. And the reason why is that they've developed a new patented technology to reduce sweating. And then on top of that, they've added in all these extra moisturizing ingredients that are really gentle to the skin. So at the core is 100% natural sunflower seed oil. And then that includes things like glycerin, omega-6, and vitamin E. So looking after your underarms, because it is an area of friction, an area where people do hair removal practices, it can be prone to irritation. So looking after it with skincare ingredients is amazing.
So what advice as a dermatologist do you have for women and of course men?
Check out the campaign, because you might see an underarm that looks like yours in there and just feel like, look, if they're embracing it, if they're having these huge photographs taken of it, then look, I should feel more confident. Wear what you want to wear as much as you can. I know self-love can be difficult and challenging, but it can be also so liberating to be like, you know what, forget this. I am going to wear that top. Who cares? Because chances are no one is actually looking in your underarms. So those are ways to just kind of normalize the diversity. And then in terms of actually looking after your skin, choose something that does have skin-kind ingredients, like the ones mentioned in the new Advanced Care Dove deodorant, and then moisturize your underarms and change your razor frequently if you do shave.
So things like ingrowing hairs and shaving rashes, they're a big problem. How do you stop that?
Yeah, that really, depends how irritated your skin is. For people who have very severe irritated skin, sometimes I say, look, you need to take a break from putting anything under there that's fragrance and just focus on moisturizer. But then once your skin is in a little bit better condition, then it's perfectly safe to use.
I think it's really great that we can talk so openly about this. I mean, armpits are something we just don't talk about. Why do you think that is?
That's a good question. So number one, whenever you have, whether it's eczema or ingrown hairs, any kind of medical condition in your armpit that's really troubling you, I always say, speak to your GP, speak to your dermatologist, like this is why we're here. Definitely don't hide your armpits and suffer in shame, because we're there to help you if you need medical help. And then in terms of which method is better of hair removal, the main thing is to make sure it's clean. So if you're shaving, clean razor that you change frequently. If you're waxing, make sure you're going to a reputable place that's very clean. Same if you're going to get laser hair removal, make sure it's someone very qualified. So do your research when you select who you're going to go to. And then if you're having troubles on top of that, just speak to a doctor, because we can guide you depending on what your skin type is and exactly the nature of your problem.
So if women want to read more about this, and of course men, I keep saying women, but of course men as well, if people want to read more about this, where do they go?
So you can see all the images that I talked about if you go to www.dove.com/UK/deodorants/arms up series, or it might just be easier for you to just Google Dove Arms Up series and you'll see it. You can also check out social media pages for Dove. You can check out my social media page, Dr. Soma Skin, where I talk about all things skincare and armpit care. So you'll see things there too.
Dr. Soma, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a real education, and yes, there's a lot to learn about our underarms. Thank you.
Thanks Thanks so much for having me.
So that's nearly all we've time for on the show this week. I'm going to finish with a little tribute to the music legend Christy Dignam from Aslan, who sadly passed away last week. I'm going to play one of Christy's songs at the end of the show, but here's a clip from an interview that I recorded with Christy just over a year ago, and we started off talking about supporting David Bowie at Slane. So was music always part of your life? Were you from a musical family?
Not really, no. But my dad used to make the dinner on Sunday. So we used to sing. My dad was a big opera, but we used to love Enrico Caruso and John McCormick, people like that. So when I was a kid, I'd go out in the street and I'd be singing these songs that my dad used to sing making the dinner. And my mates, I thought they were pop songs at the time. I didn't know the difference, you know. And my mates, where'd you get that song from? So then I remember when I was about 8 or 9, a friend of mine said, you know Slade, you know the band Slade? He says, you know, they're from a place like Finglas, you know, they're walking. And that was like an epiphany for me, because I thought Mick Jagger was born, and you know, a rock star, and David Bowie were born rock stars. But when I heard that, and I thought that I could become in a band, become a singer and stuff, it was like an epiphany moment. So from that moment on, because I remember at about 11 or 12, I heard Angie by the Rolling Stones. I remember thinking, well, I'm in my band, I'm going to sing that song. And we ended up doing it on the Made in Dublin album.
So looking back over the last 40 years, there've been the ups, there've been the downs. We'll talk about some of the big highlights. I mean, playing gigs like supporting David Bowie at Slane, that must have been amazing.
Yeah, well, it was and it wasn't, right? So at the time, obviously, we said to our manager, I was obsessed with David Bowie growing up, you know. So when we heard he was coming to Ireland, we said to the manager, listen, we don't care if we don't ever get us another gig. We have to get this gig in Slane with Bowie. So he got us the spot. But I remember when I walked out on stage in Slane, and up to then, obviously, we were playing these little clubs where the people are in your face, you're seeing the whites of their eyes. And for me, it was difficult to connect with the audience, because the nearest audience member was like 20 yards away, you know. But that was a bit of a shock. And I remember getting the taxi home from Slane, and I never kind of picked, the whole thing was over, and I was so concerned with not making mistakes and getting it right that I didn't enjoy it, kind of thing. So after that, from that moment on, every time I do anything, I kind of take one moment in the gig to just be in the moment, you know what I mean? Because, you know, when you're doing those gigs, big gigs, they're so concerned with getting everything right, you kind of can't enjoy them, you know?
Do you remember the first time it happened, when you walked out on stage and you went, you know what, we've made it now, we've actually made it now?
We were playing down in Cork, and it got a gig called Lark by the Lake. And we'd released This Is, which was our first single. It picked up loads of radio playing stuff, but we didn't really realise, you know, the band was kind of taking off. So we started This Is, and the crowd just started singing the song back to us. And like, you know, amazing moment.
And it still must be an amazing feeling when you do Crazy World and everybody is singing this anthem to you.
Yeah, and you know what's great, Robin? We do gigs in Germany or wherever, you know, and you have the German accent singing, how can I protect you, you know, or in Italy, wherever it is. That's a buzz. But for the audience to sing any of your songs back is an amazing feeling, you know.
So there we go, the late great Christy Dignam from Aslan. We're going to finish with Christy singing a song called What If Tonight. Thank you to all my guests. Thank you for watching as well. And of course, we'll see you back here same time next week. Bye-bye.
Let your faded summer dress dance a little in the breeze. Lightly touch the sacred earth. Give yourself the space you need. The road still ringing in your ears. The desert dust still on your skin. You can't begin to heal yourself until you let the light back in. Only fools will tell you how to live your life. What if tonight is all we have? What if tomorrow never comes? Is it too much to ask that we make this moment up ahead. You wanna know just how it feels to taste the moment that you're in. You know that's where it all begins. Don't be fooled, they'll tell you how to live your life. What if tonight is all we have? What if tomorrow never comes? Is it too much to ask that we make this moment last? What if we never turn around? What if we leave it all behind? The moment we hit the ground is the moment we realize. Trust yourself out of mind. Let it go. Let it shine. What if tonight is all we have? What if tonight is all we have? What if tomorrow never comes? Oh, is it too much to ask that we make this moment last? What if we never turn around? What if we leave it all behind? The moment we hit the ground is the moment we realize. What if tonight is all we have? What if tonight is all we have? What if tonight is all we have?
Robin Elliott Tonight is sponsored by Oh My Glam's Influence.
Amazing body sprays for everyone without the designer price tag.